Welcome to Instrument Fundamentals for the Trombone. This is the first video in a series of 3 videos for the beginning trombone player. In this video, we will learn how to open the case, how to assemble the instrument, how to hold the instrument, and our 7 slide positions that we use on the trombone. So, when you get your trombone, before you open it, make sure the writing is on the top. So that way we don't have parts hitting the floor if you accidentally open it upside down. Now, for a lot of trombone cases these days, there are mechanisms in there that hold the parts in there. They are rather large parts, and in some cases the parts even snap into place. So again, make sure the writing's on the top, open the case, and there are 3 parts. The main body, which has the bell on it, and the slide, or the main 2, and then the third part would be our mouthpiece, which we'll deal with in a minute. So when you put it together, the parts go together on the end that has the coupling. That's where the main body connects to it, the other part. So put them together. We're going to slide that coupling up and tighten it up. There we go. And just tighten it up so it's good and snug. We want to form a right angle between the 2 parts. You can get it nice and tight. When you look down the trombone here, you can see the right angle between the main body and the slide. Oops. Now, the mouthpiece, you take the mouthpiece out of the case. You're going to insert it into the other hole here on the other end of the slide. Give it a little twist, and you're ready to go. Now, as far as holding the trombone, you want to put the main bar on the body and the crotch of your hand. The rest of your fingers are going to come around that first bar on the slide. Now, if your hand's large enough, you can use this pinky to grab on to the second bar. And there's a reason for that. The trombone slide has a lock right here. If your hand's not big enough and they're just all around the first bar, that lock will hold the slide in place so it doesn't accidentally hit the floor. Because if you don't have the lock on, this part will slide right off onto the floor. But again, if your hand's large enough, you can grab on to the second bar with your pinky, and then you don't really need to use that lock most of the time. Now, when you go to play the trombone, you're going to put it on your left shoulder. And I sit it on there like a V. So we got that and that. So it's a V on the shoulder. The mouthpiece comes right up to the lips. Now, our 7 positions. The first one is all the way in. Our second position will be about 1 inch to 1.5 inches of the inner slide showing. If I can get there we go. Now, when I'm holding the slide, I'm using thumb and 2 fingers, so the 2 fingers are sticking out. So when I go out, the fingers will stop me at the bell. That's our 3rd position. Then when I go past the bell a couple inches, again I'm using the 2 fingers to gauge. That's 4th position. 5th position, you can push it out a little bit further. And 6th position for most people is with the arm almost straight, although mine, because I have long arms, is bent just slightly. And then 7th position is all the way out at the bump and the slide here. There's a little bump. That's roughly around where I put the slide for a 7th position. So we have 7 main positions for the trombone for playing notes. All the way in, first, 1 inch to 1.5 inches out for second. 3rd, your fingers will stop you at the bell. 4th, a couple inches past the bell. 5th, you'll push out just another 3 inches. 5th is always a hard one to find. Trombone players do have to use their ear quite a bit to judge whether they're in the exact place for the pitch. 6th position, pretty much with the arm almost straight. And 7th, you know how I got those 2 fingers sticking out? 7th, I just push it out a little bit further So my fingers are pointing straight out, and that'll get me out to 7th position. So that's it for this video. Tune into the next video in the series where we'll talk about producing a tone on the trombone.